Yo, what's good? It's Andrew from ProducerSociety.com. Today I'm going to show you how to make the hi-hat and snare rolls in GarageBand. It's really quite simple. I'm going to run you through how I would go about it right now, including the samples, which is equally as important if we're talking about getting those descending and ascending rolls that you hear a lot in popular music, especially in like trap and the hip-hop scene lately. But what I do is I load up my drum kit, right? So I use the Drum Pro. I find that it works the best, especially the trap kit. Especially the snare. I like the snare a lot. It has a good kick too. But anyway, so what you do is you double click or you do the right click on your MacBook or whatever you're using, create empty region. Extend this out for the first, 5 bars, I would say. And then what you want to do is you go into your piano roll, right? And once you're in your piano roll, you want to find the instrument that you want. Just run your keys along like this. There we go. There it is right there. I think that's F sharp. Yeah. So you just hit command and then you can literally like draw them in like this. So you'll notice that it turns the cursor into a little pen like what I showed you in the video, right? So we're at 120 beats right now. So that would be a fast hi-hat. So let's like do it every other line. And then we can mess around with it more. So anyway, this is what you do, right? So you take your playhead arrow, you put it to where you want the next note to be, hit C, and then Command V, and then you just like drag the playhead arrow to wherever you want the remaining hi-hats to be. And that's how you create a quick line. So it sounds like that, right? So from here, if you want the little type sounds, kind of sounds funny when I do that, but you just like draw them in like that, right? So so that's just what you do, right? So if you want like the triplet sound, that's what you have to do. However, if you want them to be even faster, then what you can do is you can actually like draw additional ones in. So you like pull the length back a little bit, and then you try and get like 3 quickly in a space, right? So you go like this. And then you have, they're going to sound much faster now. So yeah, you just kind of do that. Sorry, I kind of just coughed in the mic. But anyway, so, and then when you get them nice in a space like that, usually 2 between each grid line, that's when the magic happens, right? That's where you can get them to be pretty fast. So I'm going to play that for you again. And that's essentially how you do it, right? It's pretty much as simple as that. It's really not too complicated. And then you can create all kinds of different patterns. Like maybe you want it to be even faster, right? Like maybe you want the line to continue even more. So you can just add it in like that. Add as many as you want, really. And that's how you do it, man. So some other things that I like doing is, let's say you like take one out for a disjointed effect. See, like that, the way that sounded right there. By the way, I got a present for you. Go to ProducerSociety.com/free mixing cheat sheet. That'll put you on my list to get a free mixing cheat sheet. And I send all kinds of cool tips and stuff that I don't share anywhere else. You can also join my forum at forum.producersociety.com. For now, it's totally free to sign up, but in the future, I'll probably lock it down and then turn it into a full course platform. I'm gonna play it back for you. And that's how you do it. And then so if you wanted to do it to your snare, then you just do the same thing with the snare, right? However, it's not going to sound as good as if you use it with a snare. We're going to talk about the snare rolls in a minute, and I'll show you how to get that to sound super cool. So same thing, really. Create empty region, go like this, drag it to the 5th bar, and then now where's the snare? I like that snare. We'll go with that one. So yeah, it's the same principle, really. You just add your extra snares in the same way that you would before, and you get the same effect. And that's how you do it, man. So it's the same thing. You can just extend that out if you want, and then and that's how you get the effect. Let's bring this playhead over here like this. There we go. Now it's going to be even faster. Let's bring this bad boy back. So yeah, it'll sound something like this if you have the if you add that many. So now you want to get the descending and ascending pitch rolls, right? So that's kind of that's like the cool thing. So what you want to do is you want to find a drum sample that you like, and then you want to use samples instead of a drum kit, and that's how you do it. That's how all these producers are doing that stuff. Took me forever to like figure out how they were doing that, and it turns out they're just not using a standard drum kit, they're using a sample. So make sure you check out my article too. I run through all this stuff, give you more of an in-depth tutorial on how to go about it. But yeah, so I have the drum kit link somewhere in here. It's down at the bottom on the section on samples. So you go to this link, hit that, and this is where you get like the 808 Trap Step Volume 1 sample. It's at trysamples.com. Then you just go down, you download it, and then I would export it to your desktop. And then from there, you can just load the samples into your DAW. So you download it, right? .808 Trap Step Pack Volume 1. You just download it. Okay, so yeah, you have your try sample. You got your try sample, right? And that's downloaded. You unpack the zip file, and then you got your samples in here. So what I chose the hi-hat closed 01 widened, and then for the snare, I chose the clap 07. So really it's a clap. But yeah, you just load that into your sample. I'm not going to turn this into a how to samples tutorial. So I already have an article and a video on how to load samples into your DAW. But you know, essentially this is what you do. You just go into your sampler, then you go AU sampler stereo, and then you like load them in by clicking the load and then sample button. So I'm going to show you that. Sampler. I'm just going to bring it up this way. AU sampler, and then you hit this gear, add sample, and then when you're done, you click save as, and then it'll be right there. On the other hand, you might run into some difficulty when doing that for whatever reason. Sometimes GarageBand will it won't remember the file. So what I do is I just load the sample actually into this DAW. I load the sample into the DAW, I drag and drop it with only it, and then I hit export, and then I go to I export it as a WAV file, right? As a WAV file, and then I load it back in that way, and I find that can solve some of those issues. But regardless, yeah, so now that you have that sample set up, you have like a sampled kit, like you have a sampled sound rather than an actual drum kit. That's where you can start getting like the descending and ascending rolls. So for instance, here I have the clap, right? Let's listen to it. I'm gonna bring it up in the piano roll. So that's how you get that sound, right? Because obviously now it's descending in pitch because it's a sample. It's an audio sample. So when you put it on down by a semitone, it's going to go down by a pitch, by a semitone. So it's the same thing with the hi-hats too, right? Like this is also a sampled hi-hat. So you draw in your hi-hats, and then you can go down like this. And then you can even go up if you want. And then obviously that's going to change the pitch. And then so obviously this is just like a random pattern, so it's not going to sound the greatest, but either way the principle still stands, right? And then so, you know, you can do all kinds of cool stuff, right? You can draw your samples in. And then say you wanted like a real fast one all of a sudden. You can just like do a descending thing like this. And that's how you do it, right? See? And then just copy, bring your playhead down like that, and then you can do it again if you wanted. Right? So that's how you do it, man. It's really as simple as that. You know, you can figure out your own patterns and whatnot. But in summary, you just want to use samples. Like if you wanna get the descending and ascending pitch rolls, or hi-hat and snare rolls, you just use samples and then you're good. So yeah, that's why a lot of producers are using samples, because it just makes it more flexible. But on the other hand, I find that it's not as convenient. Like, samples are kind of annoying. Like, you have to save them all, and you have to like come up with a unique name. You know, you have to make sure that you never delete them from your computer either. So that's another thing that's worth mentioning. Like, don't delete the samples. Like, let's say it's on your desktop. Like, don't just delete it, because then it'll disappear in GarageBand's interface. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this tutorial. I hope this was helpful to you. Make sure you like and subscribe if you like it. And even if you don't like it, you should like and subscribe. But anyway, that's it. And I'll see you guys in the next video, all right? Peace.